Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today TV. A lot has happened in the background, and a lot is still happening. The first aviation minister, that's in First Republic, that's Chief Mbazulike, have decided to bear it all opening out on exactly what is going on at the background, what Igbo should do, and how they can get their way. It's getting really dicey, and the situation is getting more tensed. But before we go into the news, probably like it, subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, the chief Mbazulike Amechi is a nationalist and a minister of aviation in the First Republic. In an interview, he speaks on what went down. He said, this is one of the assets. He said, um, we are expecting a positive result and have come to Ebonyi State to brief Governor Dave Umahi, who is the chairman of Southeast Governors Forum. I seek the support in our effort to find peace. I am deeply worried and pained by the news part of violence in some policemen and civilians were being brought down. I'm appealing to all who may be involved in these crimes to please cease fire and give peace a chance, whether they are of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB or movement of actualization of sovereign state of Biafra MASOB, or known or unknown or agent or any organ or personality, to please stop it now. You can never achieve peace or reconciliation through violence. As the only surviving member of the government of the First Republic, I appeal to all to respect my age and let me help to make peace before returning to my maker. I am trying to bring peace and freedom to Igbo land. Today in Igbo land, from Abakaliki to Enugu, I know when it used to be 45 minutes drive. Today, if you have no escort, it takes you about an hour and a half because of checkpoints here and there. In Anambra and Imo State, you would like to see what is happening there. People traveling are made to come down, passengers in a bus or lorry, men, women, and children. Women who are pregnant, women who are carrying children at the back. They are made to raise their hands above their heads. This is not a free country. And so there are things that I will want to stop, and I want to stop the bringing down of people. I have the capacity and the capability of saying that. One of the discussions I had with the president was the effect of Nnamdi detention and the whole situation and how it should be handled to reconcile Igbo side of this country, who were in the leadership of the struggle for independence and creation of the country with the rest of the country. They have been isolated since the chaos ended. They have been isolated since the war ended. They are not given positions in the country, and the economy is being destroyed. The only seaport at Port Harcourt is closed because it is close to Ndibo. People are suffering. People are in hell now. After your visit to the president, they asked him, somebody pointed out that you talked about the federal government handing over Nnamdi to you, but you did not expatiate on the German issues being raised by these non-state actors headed by Nnamdi over the marginalization of the Southeast and how Ndibo can dialogue with the federal government. What is your reaction to this? This is what he told them. The people who are saying that are putting their horse before the cart, that will draw it. Marginalization has always been there, but it is not being discussed and cannot be solved in a violent way. It can be solved in a violent way. It is when we have this young man out that we will have dialogue. Dialogue is the only thing it can make people solve their problems, and that was how we applied it in our time. You give and you take. Against the backdrop of your position on dialogue, what is your message to the youth? My message at the moment, particularly when Ndibo are on the receiving end, is for them to use Igbo sense and Igbo mindset, because silence is golden. There is one weakness some Igbo people have right now. What you will do tomorrow, you will say it today. If you do it tomorrow, it is no longer news. If you don't do it tomorrow, the shame is on you. So the best thing is for us to use our senses and walk silently well in Igbo land. God has given Igbo land the blessing of men and women who are hardworking, who are self-reliant, and education is very high in our place. So with the proper management, with proper discipline, we will come back to the original position of Ndibo in Nigeria. The president of Southeast extraction has remained elusive. As an elder statesman, what are your position on the 2023 presidency and your recommendation on the character of who should be the next president? This is what he answered. First of all, let me take you back to history. Igbo lost bright chance of producing the president of Nigeria in 1979. Dr. Nnamdi called me in April 1978 and told me, as his field man in his time, to go back to Nigeria and tell them that he wanted to come back to politics. I went to Lagos. I contacted Shegun Shagari and asked him, how do we work together to get this done? Shagari summoned two other people from the north, Shetima Ali Mongono and Sunday Awoniyi from Kwara State. Then I went to Azubike Akokafo and Dennis Osadebe. We were holding meetings in Lagos at the residence of Shehu Shagari, and I was supporting to Zik until we eventually agreed on a platform, National Party of Nigeria (NPN), that Zik will be the presidential candidate while Shagari will be his running mate. So I came back and reported to Zik, and he said, that's good. You know, it is the emirs in the north who determines. Are you sure they will not knock it off? So I went back to Lagos and told Shagari that this is the fear of the old man. He said, of course, we were in consultation with the emirs. Then the following week, the Sultan of Sokoto sent the emir of Zaria to Zik at Nsuka that the entire emirs in the north are in support of what the politicians are planning. Again, Zik said, what about the soldiers? The soldiers may take up the government again if I run. I asked him, Owele, if they kill you now, did they kill you early? I went back to Lagos and told Shagari that this is what Zik is saying about the army. Shagari asked, does that man really want to be president? Okay, I will get in touch with the army. Come back in the evening, we will have dinner. That evening, I went back to his house in Victoria Island and Theophilus Danjuma came. Danjuma was the chief of army staff then. So the three of us had dinner and Shagari told Danjuma about the fear of Zik expressed. About the fear Zik expressed rather. Danjuma said, no, but this is not the real man we want. This is the type of person that we want, that will bind this country together. I can't go to Nsuka because if I go back to Nsuka, the press will catch me. All right, go back and tell Zik that I'm going to Calabar on Saturday to Army Sport, and I'll make a speech at the Army Sport, and in this speech, I will send a message to him. On that day, Danjuma went to Calabar and made a speech. He said, I am assuring the nation that the army is ready to hand over finally to civilian government and return to barracks, but they must warn that the person they will hand over to must be an either binding person on this country, will not be a person who will come and cause trouble again, must be a true father of the nation. Suddenly, Jim Nwobodo lost nomination with honor in the party and went back to Nigerian People's Party (NPP) and told Zik, dump whatever arrangement, come to NPP. NPP is our own party. Igbo party, we will put you in government. Suddenly, Zik changed his mind. He changed his mind and made an announcement that a plan for his birthday in November 1978 in Enugu is cancelled, and it was that day he was to be presented to the nation. A motion to be moved by Maitem Asule from Kano to be seconded by Anthony Enahoro from the west. Then I will speak last from the east. I went back to him on the 17th of November and asked Zik what happened, and he told me Jim came to me that I should go back to my people, and I don't want to go to a party where Adisa Akinloye will be the national chairman, and I don't want to belong to the same party with K.O. Mbadiwe because of what Mbadiwe did to me. In my book, in which I wrote the history of Nigeria, you will see where I said Zik made Jim Nwobodo governor and made himself president. So that was what happened. In that birthday party that was aborted, Osadebe came, it was aborted, and they went to Zik's house, but they did not allow him to see Zik. They told him Zik was sick. He started going back and had an accident at the 9th mile corner and got paralyzed till he died. Mojid Ogbaje from Ibadan, a close associate of Adegoke Adelabu, came for the party of Enugu and it was aborted. He went to Nsuka to see Zik and he was told that Zik was not feeling fine and he couldn't see anybody. On his way back, he had an accident and died. 4 of them in his car died at Ore, and that was how we lost the opportunity of becoming the president, and the party went and nominated Shagari. Then on the 13th of January 1978 at Kwara State Hotel, we were in campaign tour and Shagari was announced his running mate. So he called me into the hotel with Akinloye, the national chairman, and told me that he has selected me to be his running mate. I told him, thank you very much. I said, as a sincere man, I can see myself for a lower position. When Zik is running against me, I can't run against Zik. I can't run an election to defeat Zik. Igbo people will not forgive me, and my children will not be able to explain it. So I nominated Alex Ekweme to be a running mate. That was how we had the opportunity we had again during the Fourth Republic. Ekweme ran, and the same Jim Nwobodo ran to the north again and betrayed Ekweme at the just convention, and when the People's Democratic Party (PDP) was selected its presidential candidate, the same Jim Mombodo. Ahead of the 2023 presidential election, what do you envisage will play out in the race for the presidential ticket of the party? He said, I think many hawks have grown in other parts of the country, and there are people who are not happy to see Ndibu come back again. But there are people who are having a rethink about things that are about to happen, and it's happening all these years, and they are looking at how to bind this country together in order to have a true Nigeria. Let's meet in our comment section. He just mentioned history of how an Igbo man betrayed his own in the race for presidency.